want a life of color. Like, I want to experience more than this. Hair was the first thing I actually felt good at. So I was very often told, you're not good at something.
I was like almost like trying to escape it to get to where I wanted to be.
It seems like that's almost been fuel for you to keep going.
To me, it was life-changing in several ways. Great hair can make you feel, amazing. But if you don't try, that's what would kill me. Sometimes the more success you have, the more money you have, the harder it is. The more people that want to be in your life for the wrong reasons.
If you show me this picture, we got to go way, way back. We got to go way, way, way back before you've gotten all this success. What is life like when you're little, you're growing up, you're in England?
I mean, in therapy, I've realized a little moment where I was like maybe 6 years old. And I don't know if this is a regular thing. I don't know if you guys have ever had it. But I just had this moment where I was like, I feel like I'm not meant to be here. And it was like Northern England. It was really gray, really rainy. And I remember looking outside the window. I was one of like 5 kids. And I remember just thinking, God, life is like, it was like a very 9 to 5 life. My mom and dad worked really hard. We were very working class. And I just remember thinking like, I want a life of color. Like, I want to experience more than this. I don't want to go to work 9 to 5. So I knew I'd always work into something creative. I just didn't know I was going to end up where I did.
When you had this thought, did you tell your parents?
Wait, you guys never said, do you guys have had a moment as a child? You never had those moments where you're like, I shouldn't be here?
I think it wasn't I shouldn't be here. I had moments, Michael's going to think I'm crazy, where I was like, I'm going to be famous, but I don't know how I'm going to be famous.
Really?
Yeah. Like it wasn't like I'm going to be an actress.
Okay.
And it wasn't like I'm going to be a singer. But at the time, you couldn't be famous other than that. I'm not saying I'm famous. I'm just saying I knew I would do something that had to do with like broadcasting, like on television. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. I feel like you have a feeling.
Yeah, I think like I always felt like I was not in the right place and that I was, not in the sense like I had a great childhood, but in the sense that I was like almost like trying to escape it to get to where I wanted to be. I think that's probably a lot of people, right?
Yeah, totally.
But I didn't feel that I would follow a normal path, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So when you feel this feeling, do you tell your parents and your brothers and sisters, or did you just keep it to yourself? How does it manifest?
No, interestingly, I think there was a lot of people. It's interesting. Okay, so people see me on social media. I work with some great people, which I'm very honored to work with. You post the best pictures of yourself, looking great. And they have a preconceived idea of like, oh, this person's successful, or they have this in their life. But I think the build is, and the actual everyday life is very different to that. I started working at the age of 13. Like, I got a job in the salon. Hair was the first thing I actually felt good at, because I was dyslexic at school. So I was very often told, you're not good at something. And hair was the first time I actually was like, oh, wow. I used to do my mom's hair, and she'd stand up and look in the mirror, and I'd be like, oh, she's like changing the way she stands. She's standing up taller. And I was like, oh, this is good. Like, I can make people feel something. So I was like, all right, I'm going to be the best at it. But I was actually really bullied at school. And, it kind of just motivated me to be, I just kind of had this sense of like, I'm going to prove everyone wrong. I'm going to prove everyone I'm not stupid. And like, I am good at something. And I think that just made me super focused. Maybe too much. I don't know. Having a job at the age of 13, but I actually really enjoyed what I did. So it never kind of felt like a job.
Why are you bullied at school?
Well, this is actually something I haven't talked about. You said, what have you not talked about? This. I think being in Northern England, it was kind of anything different, kids will pick up on. I did hair. So they were like, oh, you're gay, and I was like, no, I'm not gay. I'm not gay. And, I do hair, but I'm going to be great at it. And that went on for quite a lot of years. And I just always kind of had this thing. And in actual fact, I didn't come out till I was like 26. And I think the power of like fighting,
like proving them wrong.
Yeah. And I didn't want to be different. No kid wants to like necessarily feel different. You don't want to stand out like that. You want to blend in. And I just got my head down and was like, I'll show you guys. But I think that, unfortunately, the bad side of that is I wasn't sort of able to live my authentic life in a personal sense. But in a work life, it made me very motivated.
Do you think nowadays, like, people are able to be themselves more, which is probably so like refreshing to see with what you went through?
Totally. I mean, I think That's the good side of social media.
Yeah.
I know people have a love-hate relationship with social media. I hear this a lot. When I speak about social media, some people just hate it and they're like, I can't get on it. To me, it was life-changing in several ways. But I think now people have the voices and they have the visuals to realize that everyone's an individual and you can follow your own path in life, and I think that's kind of expected and praised now. People are trying to stand out by being different. Like, what can I do that makes me stand out? What can I do to pop off on TikTok? So I think it's actually great. And, I'm all for that. But back then, in actual fact, take yourself out of like London or, New York or LA, still in middle America or middle England. Like there still is that kind of thing where, anything outside the box can be perceived as wrong or not the thing to do.
People on the coasts, but we always say like LA, they lose sight of the middle. They don't realize like it's a very different middle. We live in Texas now part-time, but we get, we obviously bounce here and have this office here. And so it's kind of interesting because it's almost like there's a lot of similarities, but in some ways it's like two different worlds in a lot of ways.
100%. Yeah, night and day.
At what point do you have your children?
So I was 19.
Wow.
So I met the mother of my kids. We were together for 9 years and we're still best friends now, and we went for our own process when I came out and stuff like that was obviously something we had to go through together. But I always our goal was to make sure our kids were solid and had, a great relationship. And, we're best friends. We still speak every day. She's always been super supportive of my career. And I generally think, I don't know, everything happened for a reason. But it definitely at 19 was, I don't think I'd have it any other way. Like, I love it. We go out now and like, I feel like I can give them a different experience of life. So they moved to LA 2 years ago. Kitty, my daughter, like I say, she's 19. Billy's 21 and living his best university life. You guys call it college. And the goal was always to kind of give them a better start in life, a better start than what I had. And I was like, come over, experience it. Because I feel like there is more opportunities. If you don't like it, go back. They never went back. They're still here.
No, it is crazy. My dad had me when he was much older at 40. And my perspective is obviously much different but I think about that all the time, like having a younger dad. And fortunately, he's still here, but it would be a very different thing. I wonder at 19, when you have children, how you managed all that. Because thinking about ourselves at 19, like we were trying to figure out how to even just pick ourselves up.
I was naked on the bar with like a Playboy bunny sticker from the tanning bed. Like it was not like any
pictures?
Oh, I gotta find them.
She made me a book, actually.
Nice
book.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, 19 years old. 19's young.
Yeah, 19 is pretty young. I don't know. I started everything when I was young. I was like 13 when I started going out. So I went out. Like I did a lot of like drinking and fun. But I also saw, it's really interesting, I also saw the other side of alcohol and drugs. My older brother, when I was a kid, he sort of went into the drinking and drug scene. And I just remember as a kid seeing him, and I remember just thinking like, this doesn't bring out the best in him. Like, it's not something that I aspire to, you know what I mean? I used to always look around. Anyone I've ever worked with, if it was assisting at a fashion show or if it was, passing pins in a salon, no matter what it was, I'd always look and say, what makes this person do what they do? What makes them successful? I was just like a sponge. or just absorb the information and just sort of like try and take it in and just look at like, I think it's always really good to have, a goal or an ambition or someone that you look up to and admire. And I would just kind of watch how they did, like how do they do what they do? And I just always tried to sort of take that on.
In another vein, and obviously not mentioning names, but I imagine you've come across people too that from the outside are very successful, but maybe don't have it all together. You can also maybe take those as lessons. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think there's one thing I've learned in my life, which is it really doesn't matter how successful you get. Doesn't matter how rich you get. Everyone has the ability to find happiness just in their everyday self. And, in actual fact, sometimes the more success you have, the more money you have, the harder it is.
Yeah.
The more people that want to be in your life for the wrong reasons. They want to be in your life because they want to know someone else or they, think they can get a free ride into something. And in actual fact, it sometimes takes the freedom out of life. Your circles get much smaller.
So when you're taking yourself from 13 working, when do you start to feel like you're catching breaks? And when do you start to see like, hey, this is really working and I can build a real career here?
I'll be really honest with you. I've never really felt that. I've never really felt like, oh, I did it. I think it again, like I said, it's a blessing and a curse. I think I'm really attention to detail. So I'm very focused on what I do when I do it. And every time you have a little moment, you then just on to the next thing. So I've always just been kind of, I also think you have to keep it realistic. Like, I do hair. I'm not saving lives, I'm having fun doing it. And yeah, I mean, people say it's, you're successful. Yeah, I think I've done good. But I also just think what's more important is like where you're at in your life, and if you're happy and if you're actually enjoying every day. And I think there was a lot of years in my 20s where I wasn't. And that was the whole, not being authentic to myself. And when it came out, I think that was actually like a really challenging time to really be like, fuck, what have I done to myself? Why have I buried that? Like, why have I not been, my authentic self? So I think happiness is more just my everyday thing rather than success.
When you're married and you felt like you wanted to come out, what does that feel like, that conflict? Like there's probably people who are listening who do want to come out, and maybe they are married and they don't even know what to do, and they don't even know what resource to go to. Like, how did that feel?
You just feel lost, ashamed. I think I carried a lot of shame. Because it's not as though I was like 16 coming out. I was actually coming out, but I also had a family. And I had people that thought they knew who I was. I didn't quite know who I was. I didn't really know what was happening. It was like, everyone was like, you must have always known. And I generally I wasn't thinking about guys. I didn't watch porn of like guys or anything like that. I generally wasn't until I sort of experienced something. And I was like, oh, wow, maybe I'd had a drink, I was out a lot. But then it was kind of like, once I started, I was like, wait, maybe this is actually something. So then you have to go through the process, and you have to break yourself down. It's really strange because you're going like backwards. You're going back to like something you've maybe buried. And I think it probably stemmed from like childhood, like being told it was wrong, or being told like that's not the thing, to be.
Probably like backtrack to like moments too that solidify how you're feeling, like that you never even noticed. Like, I think that if all of a sudden at this age I was like, wait, I'm gay, and then I could go back to moments like in high school or in middle school or when I was little, and you could sort of see where the string pulled to get you there, that you maybe didn't even notice, subconscious moments.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think the whole thing was I remember going to a gay bar as a teenager. And I kind of wanted to see out, like all our friends were going out, and I remember going there, and I was standing at the bar and I was ordering a drink. And this guy turned around to me and he was like, you don't belong here, because he thought I was straight. And I remember thinking like, oh, well, maybe I don't belong here. Like it was those kind of, it's just one thing that one person said to me. But I remember thinking when I tried to sort of tiptoe into like, do I like these things? I was like, no, I don't, and he's right. I don't belong here. Because I guess it was like when I was younger, I don't know if this sounds correct, but like there was if you were gay, these guys went to a certain pub and it was on the outskirts of like the city. And it was kind of like the place I don't know. It was kind of almost like seemed like a seedy thing. It was like looked down on, and I was told it was, like wrong.
Or at least people like around you were maybe saying that.
Yeah, totally. Like I was there was so many, there's so much happened over the last 10 years. We have so much more information, and there's so much, and I think that's the great thing about social media is like you get that. And I think that wasn't something that was available back then. So hearing different stories, like hopefully maybe like this one helps people, and it's great.
So how long did it take for you to feel liberated?
Honestly, it probably took like 2 really dark years.
Wow.
I just felt shame. I didn't feel anything good. And if I did get into a relationship, I felt bad about it. I was like, how can I be happy when I've like brought shame on other people, or, made other people, like, I guess what I went through at school, I never wanted anyone else to have to experience that. So having to tell my kids that was like, it was just the worst.
When you came out?
Like 8 and 10.
Yeah. So that's tough at that. I mean, at that age, it's hard to get people or especially children to understand.
I felt like I was passing, what I experienced, like burden, like onto them. And that was something they were going to experience. And, that as a dad and as a mom, you guys know, you would do anything to protect your kids, so I felt like I was failing. So, it was really difficult to process because I wasn't processing just my own process. I was processing theirs as well. And that's incredible. Even like, you guys are upset about your son's haircut. You're so invested in your children, as you should be, so something like that. Oh, and you like to be as solid as you can. So like having to go through that change was incredibly hard. Yeah. And I was also just trying to manage a career. My career was changing and it was taking off. And, I was traveling away a lot, and I was starting to get sort of more recognized in that kind of in the industry, and it was just a lot to juggle.
This episode is about hair, and I am all about growing the hair. I want thick, luscious, beautiful hair that does not shed. And I have a couple tricks up my sleeve, okay? I microneedle my scalp. I do scalp massage every single day with a good serum. I rarely wash my hair. I know that's controversial, but for me, it works. And I also do a supplement. And the supplement that I use for my hair that's really helped with my shedding is Nutrafol. They have this really proactive approach. Nutrafol supplements help grow from within. So a lot of the root causes from hair thinning include stress, hormones, environment, nutrition, lifestyle, metabolism, and Nutrafol thought about this, which I think is so important when it comes to supplementation. Everything is drug-free, which I really like, and Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement. They have over 1 million people seeing thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding, and that's what I've seen the biggest change. I wake up in the morning and there's not hair on my silk pillowcase. There's not a lot of hair in the shower anymore. And I've been able to grow my hair without extensions. So I'm very excited about that. Get the results you can run your fingers through. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription. You also get free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter promo code SKINNYHAIR. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code SKINNYHAIR. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code SKINNYHAIR.
What if I were to tell you there was something that you could listen to right now to help you focus more, give you more memory support, boost your mood, and also your immune system? Well, you can right now using the Soak app and listening to Soak frequency compositions, which are created in clinic by a team of experts for specific outcomes. Lauryn and I recently did an episode with the founders of the Soak app on this podcast talking all about sound frequencies. Many of you may have heard about sound frequencies for focus or sleep, but there's so many other applications for frequencies that you can listen to right now. The same sound frequency compositions used by the United States Air Force for peak performance are now available to every Skinny Confidential listener through the Soak app. For years now, Lauryn and I have used sound frequencies for better sleep. I have personally used sound frequencies for better focus. You can use them in the gym. You can use them anytime you want to change or shift your mood. And like I said, you can do it all through the Soak app. What I love the most about these frequencies is you can have them on in the background when you're trying to do different tasks. Like I said, if you're in the gym, if you want to get better sleep, if you want to focus more, if you want to get higher energy, these are just great ways to reset the moods. We not only use them for ourselves, we use them to help put our children to sleep and for so many other applications. If you're interested in learning more about the Soak app and the sound frequencies, I highly suggest that you check out the episode we did with the founders. Just search Soak Skinny Confidential and it'll pop up on our list. Of course, we have a special offer just for our listener. Visit soak.com/skinny and use code SKINNY at checkout to get your first month free. That's SOAAK.com/skinny. Use code SKINNY to get your first month free.
It's this brush that's a tongue cleaner, not a tongue scraper. It's a tongue cleaner. Basically, it's called Aura Brush. It's by this company, Dentec. And the bristles are designed after a surgeon's scrub brush. So it's 2-in-1 bristles that lift bacteria. Where the scraper removes it, this is going to lift it. I actually bought 6. I gave one to my kids. I gave one to Michael. This is such a great way to clean your tongue even more. They also have night guards. So if you're looking to help ease the pain from clenching or grinding, this one's going to help you out. It helps prevent conditions caused by teeth grinding. So a lot of those conditions are like jaw aches, tooth chipping, cracking, and headaches. And this guard protects you while you sleep. So their products are just really amazing and really innovative in the oral care space. They have floss picks. Michael's a fan of their floss pick. I just really love this tongue cleaner. I cannot stop talking about it. I love anything that keeps your breath fresh and your tongue clean. If you want to go even further, they have an oral care kit. This is a professional oral care kit for better dental hygiene at home. Everything's medical grade, FDA approved, stainless steel picks. They even have like a scaler for weekly use to remove plaque, tartar, and food particles. All of these clean where your toothbrush can't. I am all about oral care. I'm on a real kick right now. I think the mouth is so important to keep clean. Dentec is available at multiple retailers, including Target, Walgreens, Walmart, and Amazon. I got mine on Amazon.
Not
so
to go on
check
a
them
tangent
out.
here, but I was just thinking to myself, Lauryn, all you had to do was wait 4 hours before cutting our son's hair, and you would have been sitting with Chris here, and we could have come up with a game plan.
We can't.
Not to like derail
We can
this,
still
we
come
can't
up
look
with a
back.
game plan.
but I'm just
Yeah, we
saying
can't
it was a
look back.
4-hour moment of time where we could have just been like, "What do you think about the plan?" And then
He's really upset about the haircut. You see, this is the power of hair. Everyone's like, how do people care so much about hair? This is why. Because
Let me
hair
introduce you.
makes or breaks people.
Oh, this person cares more about hair than anyone I've ever met in my life.
no, but I'm
Really?
He has
ready-
a hairbrush from high school.
No, I'm
Oh,
ready
no.
to change it a bit. It's a little bit too slicked back now. It used to work for me back in the
They
day.
call
when I
him
wore more
Lego
leather
hair on
jackets.
TikTok.
Well, it's just because
Lego hair.
Fuck those
Do you
people
see
that call
that?
me Lego,
Lego
hair. They
hair.
just wish they had a thick mane like this, right?
They're
Yeah.
dying. Everyone's dying in the
Damn,
room.
yeah.
Lego hair.
I need to.
Well, it's
I need
'cause
to
it's
find a
solid.
new product. I need to find a new thing.
Redken paste is
But
what
you
he
know
uses.
what? I'm not
Maybe
gonna lie to you.
loosen, maybe
Yeah,
loosen it up a
loosen
little
it
bit.
up,
But it's hard
please.
because I'm not. it's-
What have you got in it?
I've got it's. Well, I got this
Tell-
stuff called Redken rough paste, but then I got this other stuff called shit. I'm
Days
gonna
of
pull-
dirt.
No, I got days. I
Is
need
it-
to find.
Look at how much hotter you look. Instantly
well, listen,
hotter.
He
Chris!
he can do it. There you go. There you go. You can do it because I know he knows what he's doing.
Honestly,
You know?
this looks so.
How do I look?
I.
Look at my hair. Here we
No
go.
one is. I
Taylor,
don't even
get this
let
on
me
camera.
touch his hair.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
Oh
there
my
you
God, that's the most anyone's ever touched your hair.
Really?
go. Yeah, but I trust you to do
Chris,
it.
I've never, even when I have sex with him, I'm not allowed to touch his hair.
No, that's
You're-
not true.
You've been more intimate with my husband than I've ever been with that
See,
hair.
I need to
It
keep.
looks 10 times better. Oh,
That's okay. Well, we gotta get it. We gotta get it. I
You
feel.
gotta- you gotta-
I feel
you
like
gotta
I'm
just
dialed
like-
in now.
You know, relax a
honestly,
little bit.
Michael, you gotta
You want to
relax.
look like
Like I don't care.
you've had a good time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It all looks a
Effortlessly
bit controlled.
cool.
Let it go.
That's what I'm saying. I've been trying to find a new style, a little
Can
loosen
I
up a
actually
bit.
have a little bit of an intervention? Then we're going to go back to the interview.
Yes, please. Yeah.
It's looking, when he does it the way he had it when you walked in, it looks a little old and long in the
Totally.
tooth.
Yeah.
A little
It
long
works
in the
for me
I
when I
will
was
tooth.
say the
younger.
first thing I noticed when I walked in was your hair, and I was like, he's controlled. He likes things a certain way. I think hair says so much about people. Maybe he's got a touch of OCD. I don't know.
I
Like,
probably not touch. I probably have a lot.
He's
Yeah,
a
for
fourth
sure.
Japanese,
oh, okay.
so it's very controlled. Everything's organized, type A, totally.
Wait, how did it feel to have my hands in your hair?
Feel pretty nice.
It
He
was
loves
nice.
it. Yeah. Wait,
But
what
I
does
feel
my
like I
hair
need,
say
like,
about
I
me?
just needed to like let it like kind of
Chill. Yeah.
chill.
Relax.
Just let it
Chill.
relax.
Chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Chill.
So
I
happy
can't believe
you're
you're not allowed to touch him when you have sex.
No, she can
No, I
fucking
can touch him, but see, he's like
She's like,
this with his hair. Watch.
No. She's
yeah. People some people, yeah, they're like, oh, oh, yeah, it's uncomfortable.
you exaggerate a little bit though.
Okay,
You-
go ahead. How are you
you
with
do.
your hair?
No. You're right. It's like I got it controlled.
Who
I got it
spends more
combed.
time on their hair?
No, I really don't spend that much time. I've learned I just slick it back real quick.
I think
But I
that's
haven't had a good product. I haven't found a good product that can hold it properly and not make it just fucking.
See how much he's
fly everywhere.
spending time on the.
We can get you some products. Let's send you some products.
Okay.
I help you out.
Okay,
You should do a
thanks.
get ready.
Give you a
with-
little tutorial. Let's
Thank
just
you,
do a get
Chris.
ready. Let's
You
get
guys
ready with
should
me.
do a get ready.
Why
with
don't
me.
you just get ready with me? Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
you
I'm
guys
down.
should go get ready.
I'll take
Go
you
over
down.
to Chris's house. I could use a break. I've seen you do your hair way too many times. I
Right.
need a little
I'm
air.
game. Done.
Okay. All right.
Good
But
deal.
can I just ask, what does my hair say about me?
It looks good. It looks polished, clean.
Really?
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
you got a team, Lauren. See, I
Yeah.
don't have a team. I just
Well-
have me.
Okay.
Well-
All right.
You guys, you look. It looks very controlled,
Okay.
clean.
I don't know how controlled I am, but I like
Be
it.
nice to see it a bit roughed up.
Well,
She
a
used
bit
to
roughed
be
up.
super
Okay.
blonde,
Yeah.
Really?
Super
That's
blonde.
crazy blonde,
So,
Not harm.
aged out.
It's nice to have a blonde moment though
I had a
in your
blonde.
life. It's nice to look back and go, I remember her.
Yeah, I
Oh,
remember.
she's a wild
Huge
girl.
titties.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I remember her.
Huge titties.
Back.
They look
back.
pretty good.
Back to. They still look good, right?
They still look great.
Okay.
I've
Back,
had 4 versions. 4.
Really?
4.5.
High school.
Do you have a favorite pair?
This hair is
Oh.
pretty good.
I think. Listen, just because it's nostalgic. First original set.
Oh, geez. Were they
Original-
huge?
The no, they're just
No.
like like before any work.
He's talking about when I was
Oh.
12.
Then I
Oh.
think first
Wait,
big
how long
job,
have you guys known each other?
Since we were 12.
We haven't been together that long.
That's
but,
crazy.
But I remember the
12.
Never forget your first pair of titties, though.
So, well, you guys have really been together since you're 12.
Not been together that long. We've known each other since we were
known each
12.
other since we're 12.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's a long
Yeah.
time. It's a lot of hair. Woof. A lot of hair.
But I'd say number 1 and number, I don't know, 2 or 3.
What you're supposed to say is every pair, and I love this pair. And
Wait, if you guys known each other 12, when did it become a relationship?
12.
12, 13, 14.
So when did you
we got
did
back
you guys
together
lose your
way later.
virginity and stuff?
No,
No.
What
I did
happened
get
at
First
that point?
blowjob.
first blowjob.
Oh, wow.
Tennis courts.
Never forget your
high
first.
school.
Okay.
But no, then we got back
guys
after,
are living the
after
dream.
school.
That's
After
the-
college. We went to college, came back.
Okay, nice.
I would be living the dream even more if you could relax
why-
on your hair. The Lego hair is a lot.
I'll help you out.
Please.
I was waiting for the right person to come help me, and I was waiting for the top tier.
I do want to say,
yeah, you weren't gonna fuck around.
I was like, nobody.
Yeah. Don't wait until Chris is coming. I got you.
You are the only person that's ever touched his hair when it's like that, and we got the moment on film.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe another girl has. I have never touched her hair like that.
We won't talk about her. But...
I just don't want to get the chemicals in my hands.
Nah, you got to not be afraid of that. Let's get dirty. We need you guys to get a bit dirty.
We'll get dirty. Yeah, Michael, get dirty. You are about 26, it sounds like, when you're telling this story at this point.
I am.
What is, I know you said there was no like eureka moment, but what is a moment where the tumbleweed starts going and you start to notice momentum and evolution of your career?
I was in the UK at the time. I had kind of worked in the salon, and everything I kind of worked to get to the top of the price scale. Then I was like, okay, what's more than this? And then I kind of started working in fashion and editorial. And then I was like, I did some TV shows in the UK, and everything I kind of just used as like, well, what's next? What's next? And then I was kind of doing some celebrity stuff. But in the UK, it was less, it's not Hollywood. It's different. And then I remember one day, randomly, I was just checking my emails, and I had email from J-Lo's team. And they said,
casual?
Casual, exactly. Jennifer Lopez would love for you to do a hair for the Vegas show. She was doing the Vegas show, and they were interested in me doing hair and coming to LA. And I remember thinking to myself, oh, that's nice. And I was like, this is fake. So I deleted it because I just was like, how would J-Lo know who I am? Like, I'm in England. She's in Hollywood. Like, it's far away. Like, she's not going to know who I am. And then, maybe a month later, I had another email, and it was the same thing. And I was like, wait, maybe this is J-Lo's team. And, I was posting regularly on Instagram. It was on the start of Instagram when I was kind of posting.
What year was this?
Oh, my God. I was probably 29. I was probably like 29, whatever year that was. And I remember just thinking to myself, maybe I could do this. And that was in the October. And I spent a little time thinking like, what does that look like if I can't? She's not going to fly me over from the UK. I would need to be in America. And, England is this big, America is this big. And I was like, well, maybe that's the next step. Maybe I give it a go. Maybe I go, and maybe I can be a hairstylist in Hollywood. So in the December, booked a flight. I packed 2 suitcases. I had like a fully furnished apartment. I had everything there. I just packed as much as I could and just took a flight to LA. And I guess I just held on to this dream. So I was thinking, things will happen. I'm going to make it happen. And for the first 3 months, I didn't do anything. And I remember ringing Kate, who's the mother of my kids, and I was like crying. I was like, I'm running out of money. I don't know what to do. And then I got a call from Christina Aguilera's team for The Voice. And I think, again, they'd seen my work on social media. A makeup artist recommended me. And so I'm like, okay, cool, I can do this. So I researched Christina Aguilera, and I was like, oh my God, that makes me feel terrible. She's done everything. She's an icon, like. You
didn't know Christina Aguilera before?
No,
that?
I did. But, you want to do some research.
Sure,
and I thought that would make me feel better. And I'm like, fuck, like it just made me feel smaller. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I turned up to The Voice, and there was 3 hours for glam. And I'm like, okay, cool, I'm ready to do this. I can do this. And an hour went by, and the makeup artist went in, and I was still sitting outside. So I'm like, all right, 2 hours, I'm good. I can do this. And another hour went by, and I'm like, ooh, well, maybe she's got someone else to do her hair, or maybe there's been some confusion. And then another half an hour went by, and I'm like, well, it's a live show. She's on in half an hour. So I'm like, well, maybe this is just a mistake, and they know that I'm just this little guy from Leicester, and someone's told them, because I think you always feel like, I always felt like a fraud. I always felt like, how are they going to know I'm just that guy from, imposter syndrome? So anyway, the last 20 minutes before a live show, she calls me in, and I'm like, okay, well, hair's probably going to be beautiful, right? It's probably going to be done and nice, and I'll just brush it and she'll go out. Because what else could it be? I've only got 20 minutes. It wasn't like that. It was ready to be done for sure. And I kind of thought, what am I going to do? So I did this thing that hairdressers do. Have you ever been into a salon? They just kind of keep moving your hair. They kind of flaff with your hair. They just move it around. They're like, so. And I was like, have you ever tried a wig? And she was like, yeah, I don't like wigs. And I was like, of course you don't. Like, why would you? And so I was like, okay, cool. So I just did that hairdresser thing. I started like moving the hair around, and I was thinking, can something happen? Can someone help? Something needs to happen. And then it was so weird. It's the only time it's ever happened to me. But I had this moment where I was like, if I don't do what I know to do, like I've worked for 30 years of my life to do this, like I'm going to go home. Like my dream of in America is done. So I thought, well, she's not tried one of my wigs. So I got one of the wigs out of the bag and I put it on her head and I was like, why don't we just try this? And I put it on and she was like, oh. And she asked the stylist what she thought. And the stylist was like, I like it. So it's probably like 10 minutes then. So I like bury all these extensions under this wig and put it on. Off she goes. She runs off onto the live show and I'm like, fuck, it's out there now. And it was when social media again was like kind of starting to pop off. So I'm like, I'm definitely going to get a response if this looks bad. And I remember she came off on a break and she stood there and she looked over at me and she went, everyone likes your wig. And then looked back and carried on talking. And it was in that moment, I was just like, fuck, I did it. And it was that moment and I'll never forget it. And it's probably changed my whole career. I was like, if you do your best, then if it doesn't work out, at least you can say I tried. But if you don't try, that's what would kill me. If I didn't fucking try, that's what would like kill me. So I'm just, that was a make or break moment.
When it sounded like also you tapped into your intuition. It was like, if you would have started to go off on what other people thought, you just did what you felt was right.
Totally.
Right. Like if you would have second guessed yourself, you would have missed that moment.
It was all those old voices. Like everyone has it. Like you're not going to know if people are going to know that you're just that guy from Leicester, like with a dream. I don't know. All of that was coming in. It was like, no, I've worked hard to master my craft. I know what I'm doing. I've been brought here for a reason. I had to kind of like bring myself out of it. And sometimes that's hard to do. I mean, I still do it sometimes.
But don't you think even like looking back at someone like you that worked with your hands, like even just putting yourself out there in the first place, I think all the people that never put themselves out there and just miss the moments that you've had because they're scared, like even if it's social media or something simple, even doing something like this, I always think of like the unrealized potential of people that just are too scared to just put themselves out there in the first place.
Oh, 100%. I'd rather fail trying than not try at all,
I really resonate with what you say about how you've never had like one moment. Like it's just like a lot of little moments mixed together. I think that it's very easy, especially when you're a perfectionist, to feel like you've never quite tapped your potential. And it seems like that's almost been fuel for you to keep going.
Yeah.
I have a like random question. Mm-hmm. When you do hair, do you always like wigs or is it only sometimes? Is it like per situation? Like how do you know when to put a wig on someone?
I actually don't use wigs a lot. I think lot of people always think Kim's hair's a wig, but I think it's just because it looks, pristine and done sometimes. And also sometimes I'm like, how did you get it? How was it white blonde and now it's like dark and glossy? So actually I don't really use, I use wigs for shoots and stuff. But
like when does someone need a wig, I guess is my question. Like when would you be like, you need a wig? It's
really interesting. I actually just kind of went back to why I started with wigs. I was working in the salon and I'd work with these women that were like great, confident women that come in and they came in one day and everything was just different. And it was the C word. They got cancer and I just saw this like strong, ballsy woman would just be like lost. Literally like rabbits, headlights coming towards them. And literally there would be like, I'd rather lose my breast than lose my hair because I can't deal with this. I'm already going through this and I look in the mirror and I just see a sick person and everyone else sees a sick person. And that's how I started working with wigs because I wanted to, because back in the UK, the wigs, then we had this thing called the NHS and they would come from the hospital and they were like very thick and not natural, not like they are now at all, but I would like pluck them and do different coloring techniques to make them look more natural. So that was kind of my first intro into wigs. And I've actually just gone 360. I've just joined the Breast Cancer Foundation. I've been working with women to give them back. Because everyone thinks that like great hair is just for like celebrities, or maybe that's just what they see of me. But I think everyone deserves to have great hair. I don't care who it is. I think if you can make someone smile, like me putting my hands through you, then like the way you like just perked up and that, I don't know, that smile on your face, it's really rewarding.
Yeah, you might have got a heart on. He loves getting his hair touched. He likes scalp massages when he doesn't have product in it. But I think that you're so confident in Chris's work that you were into it.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
don't go back.
You're one of the best to do it, right?
Don't go back on it. It's too.
I've been trying. I got this new. What is it called? That other stuff that John Stamos showed me, and he was like, and I like that.
John Stamos has great hair.
My point is, hair is really powerful, and it can make people feel fucking great, and it can also make you feel really shit when it's bad. I
can imagine like if when my hair was bleach blonde up to here, like it makes you not feel like, for me, it just was not the right color for me. And then when I got brown, it just changed. It changes your confidence.
Totally.
Even.
Yeah.
Especially for.
And it's universal. It's the one thing that's universal. Like money comes in different currencies. Like, there's one thing that's universal that I think has been helpful in my career, which I've never forgot. And I remember at 9 years old with my mom, we were poor, and like, my mom never had the ability to go to a salon and have anything done. And I remember I used to try and think, I was like, I want to make her look like glamorous. So I try to do her hair and stuff. And I'm like, Mom, look in the mirror. And I saw her change, and like she would stand up taller and she'd feel herself. And that's still now, it doesn't matter if it's like this woman that used to come in the salon every week, Miss Jones, and like I just do all these crazy hairstyles on her, and she used to come in with like a walking stick. I'd swear when she had her hair done, she wouldn't even use the stick. She was like standing up straighter. She'd go to the bathroom, put some makeup on. Doesn't matter if it's Jennifer Lopez or like, Adele, whoever I've worked on. Great hair really can make you feel, amazing. And it is that universal thing, which is just always, I don't know, feeling good about yourself it's powerful.
Was J-Lo before or after Christina?
She came after.
Christine
after. Was the first one. Yeah.
So when you started working on J-Lo, what was that like? Was that like immediate skyrocket to fame? Calls are going crazy?
Nothing has been, there's not been one moment
slow
like that. It just was like next moment. And you just kind of build. And I think if you do a good enough job regularly enough, it builds and people start to see your work. They start to recognize it. And probably there was one moment, actually, I tell a lie, the Super Bowl, that was with J-Lo. That was a big moment where I saw a huge reaction. People would stop me in the street and stuff. And that was pretty powerful. But I think other than that, it was just lots of little moments that you just build on. And, I know, just try to have a good time along the way.
How have you managed that along the way when you go from someone who's not known to someone who's known globally?
I think it's nice when people stop me in the street and they're like, oh, you're Chris Appleton. And I'm like, oh, they think I'm that guy on social media. You know what I mean? Because you're not really that person every day. Some days you just don't feel great, or some days there's more days I wake up and I feel less good about myself or not confident than I do feeling like, fuck yeah, let's go. And I think that's great. But I think sometimes when people stop you and, they think I'm like, oh, they think I'm that guy. I have to be that guy. And it's great. It's fun. I don't mind. I think it's very cute. But sometimes you feel like, you have to be maybe more controlled. Like if you're in a bar, like I probably can, relax as much because people like take pictures.
Yeah,
if you're with certain people,
you have to behave a certain way.
Yeah, totally. But it's fine. It's just what it is.
Can't really let the wheels fall off.
I think that what I would love you to talk about is how entrepreneurial, I told you this off air, you've been with your career because you're very multifaceted. And right. I think people are interested in that. Today when I was getting my hair done, I was asking the Chris and Haley who do my hair, I was asking them what they wanted to know about you, and they, they had so much admiration for you, but they're interested in the behind the scenes, the inner working, the strategy, the podcasts, all of these things that you've done to really skyrocket yourself.
I've always loved hair. I love doing what I do, but I think it touches so many different parts of the world, and I think like I've never loved being put in a box. So I have done like editorial shoots, or I've gone to fashion shows and stuff, but I think that's just part of pop culture and how it's changed, and influencers and stuff. And if you have a voice and people want to follow you and they're inspired by you, they also listen to you when you're recommending products or whatever. And I know it was very organic, but I think like going back into the beginning of like when I started working with Color Wow, maybe 6 years ago, they were not really known. No one sort of really knew who they were. And I had a huge contract offered to me by a company that everyone knows. It's a worldwide name. And I remember I had the two options, and I just went with the underdog, because I remember thinking, if I go for this huge company, they will always just be the huge company. I'll just be a face. If I go with the underdog, I can get in on it. I can be a part of it. I can be a part of the team. I can be a part of the formulas. I can be a part of the brand. And now it's so amazing to see people stop me in the streets like, oh my God, I use your products, and it's in people's bathrooms. And it's so amazing to see people like love it so much. But it's because it's like a passion project. I don't, as much as there's like glitz and glam in this industry, like for me, I just love the real stuff. And, I'm here to make people look and feel the best about themselves and try and give back. And that's just in many forms, whether it's like people are interested in what you're wearing, what you smell like, and I guess that's how it branches out, because I don't just stick to, one thing.
What does Chris Appleton smell like?
I know, you want to get in there?
What is it?
You want to get in there?
Yeah. I mean, which facet? Yeah. Let me get in there. Hold on.
Come on.
Okay.
Jump in.
Okay.
I want to know what you smell like.
No, you don't want to know what I smell like, because I don't wear deodorant or perfume, so you don't want to know.
What is it?
It's nice. No, I don't know.
You don't smell nice?
Wait, what do you smell like? That's like a.
Like,
What is it?
like dogs. I don't know.
I didn't realize how tall you were.
You know what? It's actually really interesting.
I'm
That's
not used to that.
literally everyone says that to me.
Why they think you're gonna
People,
be?
do I come across as small on social media?
Well, I think-
you just come across not small, just normal. You're very tall.
No.
How tall are you?
Like 6'4"?
It's tall.
6'4". He's tall. That's tall. Wait, what
How
do you
tall are
smell?
you?
Oh, wow.
5'10". Whoa. Go on.
I'm really hot. I'm sweating.
Wow.
Should I take my shirt off yet?
Oh my god.
What size
He's got
shoe are
some
you,
muscles.
bro?
Are you into weightlifting?
Not. I mean, I go to the gym.
Wait, so this is just like natural?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I just go to
This
the
is
gym.
you go to the gym.
I've been going to the gym for years. I mean, fitness is really a big part of my every day.
This is
Taylor
making me
wants to
hot.
arm wrestle you.
Between you and Chris, this is a lot of muscles in one room. Sorry, Taylor.
I'm sweating. Are you guys not sweating?
No, it's really
Oh, I
hot.
got a light
It's really
shirt.
hot. What's the cologne that you're wearing that I just smelled?
It's Rebel Rose by Who is Elijah? They sent it to me like a long time ago, and
they're
I've just
gonna
wore it
sell
ever
out.
since.
Rebel Rose. Okay, what's a day in a life of you? Like, are you actually doing hair all the time, or is there like conference calls? Like, obviously, you're doing a podcast right now. What's a day in the life? A typical day in the life?
I mean, it's just different. Obviously, as I've evolved, I do TV work as well. So I've been working on the Drew Barrymore show. I've become part of their family.
That's cool.
The Today Show, I've been part of their family. There's lots of different things, whether it's a product to launch or at different opportunities, like with different brands outside of it. So whether it's a drink brand or a workout brand, there's lots of different elements to the game. I mean, there was one point where I was doing hair constantly, like I was back to back, and I've done that for many years of my life. So I probably do less hair now, just because the business side and the entrepreneurship side has, grown, which I think is important. It's really important to evolve.
Well, especially with someone who works with their hands, like you have to be mindful of like of that wear and tear on your body over the years.
Totally. And I still love doing what I do. I still do it. But, like if I was still doing the same thing when I'm like fucking 50, you know what I mean? Like you have to evolve. Like it's
Agreed.
important to evolve. Like it's just, I'm constantly telling people to evolve in the way they look. I think you should also evolve in your job and in your, everyday life. So no, I think it's just grown. It just got bigger. There's just more branches to the tree.
Yeah.
And I love that. Like I think it's great.
What across the board with all of these famous people you do are tricks that we would not know about? Give us some
Tricks?
secrets. Like I'll give everyone one that I like.
Okay.
And maybe people already know this, but the little braids right here, that you do little
yeah.
braids right here to pull your eyes back.
We used to do that. We used to do that to Kate Moss in Fashion Week.
You did? That's vintage. That's a long time ago.
Little snatch.
You do a little snatch right here. So you put little tiny braids,
I need like
Michael.
a whole thing to pull these fucking
Yeah,
eyes
you
out.
can pull. You could do it with.
No, I need to call Dr. Diamond too. I need to call. He needs to fix my eyes.
Yeah. Well,
What's wrong with your eyes?
No, I can't see out of these things anymore. They're just dropping down day after day. You know what I mean? I got hooded eyes, man.
Nah, you look great.
you look
Thanks.
great. You look great.
How old are you?
I'm 37.
You look great.
How old did you think he was?
Um,
Don't lie.
maybe 30.
Oh, I'll
You
take
guys
it.
are a hot couple. Honestly,
I
you're
thought
really
you were gonna go up. I was like,
Listen,
oh,
that's the goal. Like, you guys have been together. Like, I always like thought you met that one person and you were together forever. Like, you guys are living the dream. How was it?
It's good. It's amazing. I love it. I love hanging out with him every day still. But it's annoying too.
Why?
Because every single, how to push buttons and
Like, I don't think we would change it, but imagine someone, like sometimes people get irritated with our banter or they'll comment because
I get in trouble.
But imagine you've known someone since you were 12. So the banter is going to be different than someone you meet when you're
Totally.
Yeah, we're
But
like
how
best
when you
friends.
guys go, say you have like a space away from each other for like a couple of weeks or a week.
Never.
Like,
That's never happened.
There you
They
go.
call us codependent.
It's never.
I was
we
going to say,
get
that's
called
codependency right there.
I don't think we've ever
No,
had.
but-
How long have I been away from you? Maybe 2 nights.
Maybe it's a few nights. Yeah, a week. No
we
way.
like. You know what it is? We like being together. That's the key to a relationship. And I don't mean that you love
100%.
each other. I mean, you actually like being together in moments where it's quiet or moments when you're not doing anything fun. I say like a relationship's like a Wednesday. If you don't want to be with someone on a Wednesday, because Wednesday's kind of the middle of the week, it's like you're kind of like, it's not Friday yet.
I like Wednesday.
Yeah, when you like Wednesday, then that's
Halfway
good.
through the week.
If you want like a Wednesday
think,
relationship is what you want.
Like,
You want to
we're
like
fortunate
it.
to get to meet a lot of interesting people like yourself on the show, and it's great. But at the end of the day, like we always come back to like we hang out with each other. And of course we get to hang out and meet other people. But I think if you're in a relationship and you don't actually like being with the person, like if you're trying to escape that person all the time,
that's not the right one.
No, that's not the right. I mean, and that's not to comment on him, but if you're trying to go on the boys trip every single weekend and you're like, I got to get out of here. It's like, okay, that's like, maybe that's an indicator that it's not.
Totally. You guys are cute together.
Thank you. Thank you.
And hot.
We're surviving.
You. Thank you. And he thought you were 30. Oh.
We're on a win-win.
We're on a win-win.
I got to keep you around here.
Okay, so what's the celebrity secrets that people need to know about? I gave my braids tip. I don't know if people already know that, to pull back your eyes. Are there any other little secrets that you can do to just make your hair look amazing? It could be a product. It could be, maybe tell us how to cover our grays. I told you off air.
There's loads of little tricks, and hair doesn't really have to be complicated. That's why I do the TV stuff, or I'll do the stuff on TikTok and stuff, because people think that it's so much more complicated than it is. Like sometimes you just got to put some water on your hands and run it through your hair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just smash it up.
Chill it up.
So it's not actually that complicated. So like, I think for me, little tricks, like the product, I'm a big fan of products. So the Colorwell Dream Coat, I always use to prep hair because it gives the hair great foundation. And I guess, I remember Kim saying to me once, I can tell when you've done sort of other people's hair because it has this finish to it.
Yeah, there is a finish. I know what she's talking about.
Yeah, it's like a kind of quality to the finish. But even if it's like messy or whatever, it's like a looksness to it. So I think I'm really big on prepping the hair, and Dream Coat has probably been my, proof. I don't know, it's waterproof. It even, in fact, JLo for Super Bowl, like we were in Miami, it was humid as hell. We finished her hair at 11 o'clock. She didn't go on until I think 7 o'clock in the evening, and I didn't get to touch her hair up, but it stayed like all day. Whereas normally humidity, you know what it's like? Just like
it's horrible. I just was in Miami. I can't believe what it did to my hair.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's
and
wild.
You look in the mirror, you're like, God damn.
It's like a puff in the back.
Yeah.
There is a signature thing. I know what she's talking about, where it's almost like a shine that I see that when you do hair, it's almost like a soft finish shine that's really sleek.
Yeah.
That's why I actually thought it was a wig, because there is that shine. But that makes sense that you need to prep it, like kind of like skincare.
Yeah, totally. It's like prepping, and a lot of people skip that. They just think go straight into drying it, but like you need to create the base. It's just a foundation for the hair, and then you can make the hair into like a fabric that you can mold into something and create, whether it's big and sexy or sleek and straight, whatever it is. Like product is really important, but also it has heat protection. And then honestly, like people just fucking fry the hair. It's scary what people do to the hair. I see them hold these like curling irons on the hair for like so long, and you only have one head of hair, and as you know, when it's ruined, it's like it takes years to grow back. So
years.
I think looking after your hair is really important.
Quick break to talk about one of our favorite partners for a long time now, and that is the Farmer's Dog. I love talking about the Farmer's Dog because I feel like we are making a difference every time we talk about it. We spend so much time thinking about what we put in our bodies, what supplements, how to live in a natural way, how to live better, how to feel better. We don't spend nearly enough time thinking about what we feed our pets and what is going to give them the best quality of life. This is why we love the Farmer's Dog so much. The Farmer's Dog makes real fresh dog food and delivers it right to your door. Recipes are developed by vet nutritionists, made from real meat and veggies and portioned just for your dog, making it easy to say goodbye to burnt brown balls and feed your dog real food with real benefits. It's smart, healthy pet food you can feel good about feeding your pup. It's the best option for dogs of all life stages because it's not kibble, it's not canned goo, it's real healthy food. Like I said, you can make such a difference in your pet's life. Lauren and I have done this for both of our dogs, and the things we notice is they're happier, they're healthier, and they're absolutely thriving. A fresh diet has been found to have all sorts of benefits, from healthier coat and skin to fresher breath, even better digestion and smaller, better poops. A healthy diet isn't just important for humans, it's also important for your pet. And it doesn't matter if your dog is young or old, it's always the right time to begin investing in their health. That means more happy, healthy, and full years together, and hopefully less visits to the vet. Of course, we have a special offer just for our listeners, and it's a great one. Get 50% off your first box of fresh, healthy food at thefarmersdog.com/skinny. Plus, you get free shipping. Just go to thefarmersdog.com/skinny to get 50% off. That's thefarmersdog.com/skinny.
I first installed a tonal probably 4 years ago. I heard about it. It was like the hot new thing. I had to try it. And I thought it was so genius for when life gets busy and you wanted to fit in a workout. Tonal is so amazing if you want effective strength training at home. So basically, I reached out to them and harassed them and was like, I have to install this and I have to try it. And it is amazing. It's like having a personal trainer at your house. So if you're someone who doesn't really want to get up, get in your car, go to the gym, park, all the things, run into someone from high school, this is a really great way to get in strength training. You guys know that I have recently lost a lot of weight through strength training. So I'm really passionate about being able to have a personal trainer at home through Tonal. I think it's an incredible way to help you get stronger. Tonal is the world's smartest and most effective strength training system, and it's all from the comfort of your home. From professional athletes to moms of 3, Tonal is trusted by thousands who have become their strongest. If you are looking for a way to fit in your workout from the comfort of your home, you have to check them out. Right now, Tonal is offering our listeners $200 off your Tonal purchase. You just use promo code SKINNY. That's tonal.com. Use promo code SKINNY for $200 off your purchase. That's tonal.com, promo code SKINNY for $200 off.
Quick break to talk about Mint Mobile. With big wireless providers, what you see is never what you get. Somewhere between the store and your first month's bill, the price you thought you were paying magically skyrockets. With Mint Mobile, you'll never have to worry about gotchas ever again. When Mint Mobile says $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan, they mean it. There is nothing worse than signing up for a provider and having a terrible experience, whether it's complicated bills, fees, upcharges you weren't aware of. How great is it that Mint Mobile is straight up? You get what you're paying for. You have all of the information up front. There's no surprises. Say bye-bye to overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. And that's because Mint Mobile is here to rescue you with premium wireless plans starting at only $15 a month. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all of your existing contacts. So ditch overpriced wireless plans with Mint Mobile's deal and get 3 months of premium wireless service for just $15 a month. To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/skinny. That's mintmobile.com/skinny. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month. mintmobile.com/skinny. $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply.
People would be mad at me if I didn't ask you for your
Separate.
daily routine, your skincare, your workout, your beauty tips, your personal hair tips, what you do.
Normally, I'm up at I like to be up early. I'm at 6:37.
Okay.
And I'll go to the gym. So I go do a workout every day and then come back, shower. Skincare routine, I use the Skin Medica TNS serum. Do you use that?
We do use
I
that.
do?
Just really good at replenishing, pumping. I'm a bit old school. I use the La Mer. I love the La Mer cream, the soft cream. I use, what else do I use? I use Charlotte Tilbury's mist. It's like a moisture mist. I just really like that. And then, what am I doing the rest of my day?
Anything for brows, hair,
Oh, I don't do
tan, any beauty secrets,
If
wellness.
I've got an event, I'll maybe have a spray tan sometimes,
Okay.
but I don't do that too often. I'm honestly pretty low key. I don't like a lot of stuff on my hair and face. If I'm going on TV, I remember the first time they put makeup on me, and I was like, oh, I hate this. I'm just rubbing it and stuff. But then I went on without makeup, and I was like, I see why they do that.
I mean, everything is so sculpted. You
Really?
look, you look good without being a little too hard on the hair.
Don't look at me anymore, Lauren.
Well, I recently shaved it because I had it bleached actually, and it was just the whole thing. It was fried, and I was like, oh god. I
Bleach
can't
is
do it.
hard, huh?
I just buzzed it.
Bleach is hard.
Yeah, bleaching is it's definitely a process. You really gotta I mean, I think everyone should, if you use the right products and it's taken care of in the right way, it can be great. But it definitely is a full-time job.
Maybe I'll do the bleach.
What is
Would be
your
hot. You
favorite?
look good with a buzz.
Yeah, you would look good with a
I
buzz.
buzz
thought
your
about
hair?
doing a buzz.
Oh, can he buzz your
That
hair?
would be hot.
Can he buzz your
But
hair?
you don't think my
You,
head
Hold on,
you,
no, no,
you
no,
guys,
no.
listen, can I tell you something? If you buzz your hair, you'd probably get so much sex.
You would get so
She
much
would,
sex.
She would, I
Every
can
girl
tell.
would want you. I would be
Sex
Well, I'm
honest.
speaking from you, but whatever. I don't know how it works with you guys.
Wait, but I feel like I have a weird shaped head, no?
No,
No,
it's
not
good.
at all.
Tell him it was a good buzz.
I think it would look hot.
Is a buzz what you have
What
right
would be
now?
good for you to let go? Wake up and you're like, yes, this is it.
You think I'm just too tight
Too
in it.
controlled.
Too
In a great
controlled.
way. You seem like a great guy.
Yeah, he
I'm
is a great
okay.
guy. I could see you with a buzz. Is
I've
that a
always
buzz
wanted
that
to
you
do a
have,
buzz.
Chris?
No?
What is this called that you have?
Mine's
like a
kind of
leather.
grown out from a buzz, so I buzzed
Okay.
it.
But you went down to the
few
studs.
weeks
You
ago.
just
Yeah, it was pretty short, and I like bleached it. I actually did it for Fashion Week. It was like a fun look.
I think you should buzz your head.
yeah. I've been wanting to do something different.
Okay.
Let's do it.
What is your
Well,
favorite?
let's ask the viewers. Do we think that we should buzz his head and do
Don't ask the
something
viewers. They
different?
call me Lego hair, and I
Yeah,
hate them.
yeah.
I hate our viewers that call me that.
No.
Any of my viewers that. No, I'm just kidding. I love
Maybe
you.
you should buzz it on the show.
Maybe we should
That'd
have
be
you
cool.
back on and you should buzz it live.
Buzz it. Hot.
I think you're the only person that he would let buzz it.
Yeah, hot.
I used to cut my own hair, which was a disaster when I was in college. I used to take the clipper and just shave.
Yeah,
just,
that was a disaster. That was when we
didn't
weren't
look very
dating.
good, no.
Woof.
Oh,
That was rough.
That's why.
What is your favorite hairstyle that you do on Kim Kardashian and J-Lo, and why? If you had to pick one for the rest of time on both of them.
One of my favorite looks I ever did on Kim was the Met Ball when she had that wet look. It was like that finger wave look. And
That was
it kinda
good.
looked like she was stepping out of the water.
Yeah.
Just because the concept was different. It was a different length for Kim. The side part was different. It's stuff that what everyone has to understand is when you go on a red carpet, it's very different to every day. Red carpet is like 360. HD cameras are not made for hair and beauty. They're made for sport, so you can see the grass. Who needs to see every mole or every little follicle you've got? You can see so much with HD cameras, so it makes our job really hard. So sometimes with red carpets, that's why people tend to stay a bit more classic. They don't go as wild unless it's like the Met Ball where you are expected to do something different. So for me, it was just a fun look and it pulled off. And also finger waves can be really aging. You can very quickly look like you're in Downton Abbey. It looks very kind of, of the 20s. But the way we did it and the way we sculpted it was like lifted off the head and then it was kind of like straighter on the ends. I just think she looked hot and it was, definitely one of my favorites. JLo is probably the Super Bowl just because she's like hot and her hair move. I remember seeing that performance and I was like, damn, how am I going to do her hair justice? Because I think a lot of people watch it for the glam. I think a lot of people say what they're going to look like. Everyone wants to know what they're going to look like. And her hair just kind of moved with her. I don't know, it just worked. So, they're my favorites.
I love both those looks. Before you go, tell
That
us.
ring is so big.
Well, we've been together for a long time.
Should be big.
My first one wasn't as big.
Really?
No, it was big. It was just
Two kids later. Yeah.
2 kids. He did do good. He picked this out himself.
I got it in a Cracker Jack box.
Oh, wow.
Cracker Jack box.
I wish I could run it through his hair.
I need that. Yeah.
I found
It would be nice.
Guys, we're going to work on this. So tonight, I want you to be able to put your fingers through his hair, give it a little rough, maybe pull it a little bit. And
She's gonna
I want you
shower?
just
No, she's gonna get my
you're going to
hair-
have a wash. It's going to be good. This is a very good
I
session,
did
you
wash
see.
my hair this
We're
morning.
just opening up.
But I'm going to try Color Wows.
I
you're,
send you a bunch of stuff.
okay, you're right about the normal shampoo getting stuck. That's why I don't
Totally.
like it.
Yeah, and that's not great for anyone.
Before you go,
Yep.
what is advice looking back on your whole career, your life, that you would tell your children? Your children, you said, are 19 and how old?
21.
21. Now, what is the advice that you would give your children at this age?
To follow their dreams. And if you ever doubt yourself, it's okay to do that. I think we all doubt ourselves, but you got to pull yourselves out of it. Sometimes you just have to snap out of it and be like, what do I want? Work hard to get there. And if you fail, it's okay. Have good people around you that can help pick you up along the way, but just stay focused. And honestly, I live by this meme and it's basically, on my deathbed, I don't want to have any dreams. I want to know that I have memories. I lived a full life, and one of the most important things to me is to be able to come home and just have that belly laughter with your kids or, with family or friends and, have good people around you because that is invaluable. It's worth more than all the money or all the success, because that's the stuff that I think a lot of people, they put on this kind of image for social media. They were so good and we got it together and they go home and they're fucking miserable, So if you want to have some fucking ice cream, have some ice cream. If you want to fucking shave your head, shave your head.
Shave your
If
head.
you want to have a shower,
Shave your head. Have a shower.
Even if you don't want to have a shower.
This has become a thing that you're not showering.
No, I shower.
I know you do. It's
I
just
shower.
bad. We just totally.
I shower.
Good,
I
give TikTok a thing for her.
I shower every single day. I
Yeah,
shower every
just so you
single
know,
day.
I shower every single day, just so you guys know.
I
Edit that
just
part
don't like
louder.
washing my hair. I find it to be tedious and a waste of time. And I, like what Chris said, when the product gets built up on the scalp, I'm not into that. If there's a product that doesn't do that, like you're telling me, I will definitely try
I
it.
got you.
If you get me washing my hair once a week, that'll be huge. But
I
I
got
will
you.
tell you, my hair grows way faster when I don't wash it as much.
Well, you also changed your
theory.
diet and a bunch of stuff. And
Yeah, I started eating bowls of meat.
I love your guys'
Jenny.
dynamic. You guys are so cute together.
Well, she's
I
you know,
love
it's
it.
not just the not washing the hair. We corrected the diet. There's
You
a lot of
guys
things.
keep on top of each other, like little digs all the time. But
Oh my God.
you can see
We
it.
That's
get-
what happens when
they
you
get
know
eaten
someone
alive.
for 25 years. You know.
Now I love it.
You know what? It
The
The
works
dream
for
is
us.
not dead.
The dream is not dead.
We'll report
No,
back.
the dream isn't dead.
The
We've
dream's
been
not dead.
together
We're
for a
good.
long time.
Seriously, that is like hands off. Like it's amazing.
I can't get rid of him.
I'm here.
Oh,
Chris, thank you for coming on. Thanks for
Chris,
fucking up my
wait,
hair.
really quick. Where can everyone find you and shop your products? Pimp yourself out.
You can find me on social media, Chris Appleton 1. You can check out products on colorwow.com. You can DM me. You can, I don't know if I mean, there's a lot. Yeah, but you could message me. We could try and chat. But follow me on TikTok or Instagram.
And get the color wow. What's it called? The dream.
The Dream Coat.
I'm getting
That's my favorite. Dream
That
Coat.
sounds like the Chris Appleton brand.
Yeah, the color security shampoo as well, because it really starts from like washing it, because that's the hair growth thing.
Someone's literally trying to tell me to wash my hair. And you know what? Next time we see Chris, he'll be shaving Michael's head on the podcast. I am holding Michael Bostic to that.
I've always wanted to do it.
Okay, we'll see.
You
Thank you,
shave
Chris.
yours, I'll shave mine.
Oh, shave it
Are we
both.
going like straight razor or no? Just
No, no,
fuzz?
It's like a number 3.
Number 3.
Okay.
Yes.
It's a little fresh.
Yes.
All right.
I'm in. Chris.
All right, Chris.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming on.